1 2 mic test, mic test 1 2 check mic test. How are you? Yes, I hope we can through. Yes, thank you so much mtazamaji wa DJ9 TV. Now, we're waiting for us here, and very sorry for the day. It was initially kuangalia mitambo hivyo and hivi but at long last we are here, so thank you so much for waiting for us, and I'm more than humbled kwa vile umeendelea kuna post kila time, watching and following up always, so I don't take it for granted, yeah? So thank you so much kila mtu ambaye ananiwatch, asante sana. I say hi and hello. Yes, sasa sijui unawatch kwa eneo gani today. Kuna maandamano, kuna wengine wako holiday, so sijui kama uko kwa maandamano, sijui kama uko holiday, but wherever you are, ensure that you're safe. I need you tomorrow, I need you the day after tomorrow. We need each other, so please be safe in whatever you do. Ensure that you're very safe. At the time, we remind the government that they need now to do something on our economy, so that at least unga rudi chini na pia tuweze kujikuza kimaisha. Again, before I even continue, ensure that you comment na hapo chini uniambie how is the sound, kama sauti iko clear, kama unisikia vizuri, ili nisikuwe najingelesha na mwenyewe pale unisikizi. Before I even continue now with our topic of the day, let me say that today we are fully sponsored now by Enjoy Properties in bringing up this show. Enjoy Properties. Enjoy Properties is a real estate organization, a real company that deals with property management, lands, selling and purchasing na vitu zingine kama hizo. So they are located at Thika Town, Neema Plaza on Kenyatta Highway, opposite Thika. That is in that law upon Neema Plaza, huko ndiko tuko. So please ensure that in case of anything, in case you want to ask anything in regard, there is a property that you want them to be managing, wapate pale. I'll also give you a number so that you can be able now to call at any particular time. Enjoy Properties have given us one very nice project that they are working. They are selling out, which is at Goliba. That is Goliba along Thika Garissa Road, mahali kunaitwa Goliba, inaitwa Sunrise Gardens. Sunrise Gardens is a project that contains plots measuring 40 by 80. Na hizo lot zote zina ready title deed. Kuna all the public amenities, and actually fair enough, iko pale opposite Matunda secondary school. So na kuona hizo plots ni free Wednesdays and Saturdays. Come enda ujone loti, alafu kuka pale uweze sasa kujua kama utaweza kuichukua. And I've told you it's a very very nice a very nice project. In the course of the interview, I'll be telling you more about it. But today, we're here specifically to talk about now a very nice topic here. You know, when I was going huku kwa mtaa hivyo kwa streets, someone asked me, who should invest in real estate? And I think that one questions that I want us now to fully exhaust on today. Nani anafaa kuinvest au kuwekelea, in that our language, nani anafaa kuwekelea pale kwa ile real estate? So that is our topic. Stay tuned. In case you have question, please ensure that you ask hapo comment section, and also ensure that you share, assist us by sharing, ili tuweze kupana tukiwa wengi zaidi, na ili wale watu ambao labda mtu alikuwa na kaswali hapo waweze kujibiwa. Now, we've talked about topic of the day, which is who should invest in real estate. Myself, I'm a DJ. What I know best is meeting and all that. So I may not be in a position now to understand specifically how all these things relating now to the real estate investment. And that's why today, with me today in the studio, I have Mr. Joel, who will assist us in knowing who is this individual, or else who is this person who should invest in real estate. So Mr. Joel, karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Hapa ndani ya DJ Nan, ili tuweze sasa kudia na uweze kutuambia nani unafaa sasa kuinvest. You know. But even before we get into our topic, please, I'll request that you first of all say to anyone who watch, then you introduce yourself kwa jina, ili at least waweze kukujua zaidi, na usalimie mtu mmoja mwenye ungetaka kusalimia. Tuko live on air.
Thank you very much. Hello viewers, my name is Joel Mwangi. I'm the director NGO Properties. As DJ is saying, we are a real estate company based in Thika Town, basically dealing in property sales and property management. So welcome viewers as we discuss this topic on who should invest. I'm sure it might look like a very straightforward topic, but by and by we'll discuss the specifics in terms of who should invest and in what. So karibuni sana.
Wow, thank you so much. Last time we said that watu, and I think pia iko kwa Bible, watu hupotea kwa sababu hawajui
kabisa.
Then in Kenya watu hupotea sana kwa sababu ya kujifanya wanajua.
Wajuaji.
Si ndio?
Hiyo ni kweli.
So that's why now we are here today,
yes,
to clear out the doubts.
Yes.
Ili kila mtu aweze kujua whether you are capable and or whether you can be able now to invest in this area.
Yes.
Now, but before we continue, I remember last time there is a certain question yenye iliulizwa last time, and I just want to read it the way it was. Let me retrieve it. Na hiyo sasa ndio tutaanzia nayo hata kabla tuende sasa kwa the rest. Where is it? I don't know whether nikupotea, imepotea ama iko wapi. Someone was asking, nimekosa the actual question, but someone was asking, we talked about when you're doing now your invest, ama you're investing, you engage a lawyer.
Yes.
And akaniuliza, what if even after engaging now the lawyer, ile property yenye unanunua ikuwe sio legit,
Mhm.
ikuwe ulioshwa.
Yes.
Now who should bear the cost? That was the question.
All right.
Yeah.
And the cost now in this case is who should refund your money? Or who
Yes,
should, all
yes.
right.
Uh-huh.
It's important to clarify. Now,
Uh-huh.
whoever should refund your money
Uh-huh.
and whoever is responsible
Mhm.
will depend on a few factors. The first thing we should ask ourselves,
Mm.
in case you engaged a lawyer,
Mhm.
what were their role in the transaction?
Okay.
Because basically what people have done, people have been doing over time is that there are two categories of investors.
Mhm.
The first category of investors will involve a lawyer from the word go.
Mhm.
If they want to buy a property, they will review it, and then from that point they will leave the other processes to a lawyer. That includes the verification of documentation, the background searches, and everything. Basically, what we call a due diligence. Now, if you have left all that, that means the lawyer is in charge. They will look for anything and everything that would bring problems to you. Then there's another category of investors who do all the due diligence and we don't engage a lawyer when they are doing the sale agreement. Those are different types of investors. Now, in terms of liability on who is liable and who is not, in the first instance where the lawyer has done the due diligence, there are two things that we say will happen. The first thing that should happen, just in case they meet and we end up getting duped, they should be in a position to get to understand where the problem was and how you got caught. Having done the due diligence on that property, you might find that maybe from their end, what we may not know from the register or the cartels that interfere with the documentations, which is actually beyond the mandate of when they are doing the due diligence, is what brought up this case. What normally happens is that the lawyer will institute legal proceedings against the person who received the money. Because what normally happens is that even if they did the due diligence, somebody was paid on the other end as the same.
True.
So they will go and institute legal proceedings against that person. Because normally what they say is that they have obtained money by force. In the second instance, the role of the lawyer is limited to drawing of the agreement. Then in that case, they will come in as a witness. You will have to get another wakili who will institute the legal, we will start the legal process of recovering money. And just in case we get to the court of law, the wakili will come in as a witness. That a witness, this person, drawing this Sarah agreement, this person who was purporting to be the agent Sarah came in and signed as a Sarah. They want to provide evidence as a witness case.
Okay.
Yes. But basically the role of a lawyer will basically be if you give them the role of doing all the due diligence, for you. If you decide to do this, to engage them at the point of doing the sale agreement, then their mandate is also rated. Now, it's also important before we finish. Let me point at this. According to the rules of Kenya, it's important to understand that duly registered and qualified lawyers have what we call an indemnity cover with the insurance companies. So just in case you get yourself into problems, you somebody did due diligence for you and then you got duped. There's a certain amount of cover which is provided by the insurance, which should be able to cover for the process. Just in case the court of law determines, in this case, the lawyer erred. So a certain amount of money they are covered, and they should not transact anything that's more than the indemnity cover. Yes.
So no, in that case, at least we've been able to understand that the lawyer and very rare cases, not even under very rare cases, but you know, he is not there now to take to act as an insurance when you are acquiring that land.
What they do, they, to some extent, you might say they act as a form of an insurance. In this case, whereby they are helping you to navigate the legal process, so that just in case there is a problem later on, the courts of law will want to determine and due for the legal process. For example, if you did not do a search for property, if you did not pay, for example, if you did not pay according to some that can be traded, for example, you paid cash, then the exposure is normally very big, and in that case, you might not have a solution. You have not reduced your argument in writings before. You have paid via cash. You expose the risk you have exposed is quite huge. So that case, when you go to a court of law, you might end up being defeated as a buyer, and you might end up losing your money. We engage a lawyer in this instance. We are engaging them that may help us to navigate the legal process. No lawyer will accept to actually have you pay for any property in cash. They will always insist, go get a bank transfer, go get a banker's check, so that there is a paper trail that you can follow, just in case there is a problem after that. But to be sincere, they will not eliminate 100% of the problems that might come after that.
Okay.
Yes.
There is a question inaingia kwa mind inanipotea, sijui mbona inanipotea. We're talking about now the now. Yeah, here it is. When using a lawyer, is it that easy how to get you?
Now you see the red flags. They will help you to see things you have not seen. If you have witnessed instance whereby the buyer and the seller have agreed, we are going to buy this property without doing a search. We go to get that money cash, and when you get to a lawyer's office, the lawyer will always advise you, this is not the correct position to take. You as a buyer now, they will always think this is not the correct position to take. But if you insist, they might actually tell you go ahead. But in case you get it, I would already have warned you. So basically, they are coming in to help you. There are also people who always insist, pay me 100% of this property, even before we have done with the RAD board consent and all those things. We have not in the consent and all those legal things. A good lawyer will always say you do not do that. There's always some amount of money that should be paid as a deposit, and then the difference is paid when the seller has also done their part of the. They have part of the business. Done what they are supposed to do in order to complete the transaction. So a good worker will always point out those things. But if you insist they don't have the law does not tie them to that, they will tell you this is the actual position in law. If you decide to do it otherwise, then that is up to you.
Wow. That is it. So question is now answered. In case your question is comments, and going to get all the answers in reference now to the land buying and choosing. Now we come back now to this topic.
Yes.
Who should invest in real estate?
Yes. Good. Thank you, DJ. Now, who should invest in real estate? Good to start with. And we can divide it into two segments as we try to answer it. Now, who should invest in real estate? Basically, anyone who is in a position to invest. When you're talking about anyone who is in a position to invest, we are talking about individuals who have hit at least 18 years plus. They have an identity card, so they can start on their own. We are talking about groups of people come together as a group. They want to accomplish something as a group. We have us, and finally we have companies, both the national companies. So those are the groups of people who should invest, and they are to transact and to invest in properties.
Okay.
The next position, next segment that we should be talking about when we are talking who should invest is anybody who understands the process and wants to get something out of it. Okay. So that's another segment of people who should invest. Yes. So those are two different segments of it.
So now, what do you mean by someone who understands?
This is what it means. For example, I know we are not viewed, but some years back, I was asking myself if I knew about property investment when I was 25, I would have done a lot by now. But by then, what was making sense is phones. Yeah, you need to buy the latest model,
and also the
clothes. Yeah. You also want to get the best hotels. You need to move about and all those things. But basically, they are just draining money out of you. So I was asking myself if I knew that information before then. You know what we say? People who have not committed a lot in terms of their incomes. The incomes are almost free because you do not have people working. You are looking after. You do not have school fees. You do not have all those issues. But by then, the knowledge is limited in terms of investment in properties. So you end up realizing I have spent a lot of my money on things that don't make sense. People go about, they buy vehicles, they drink 24/7 because they have that liquid cash with them. But what if they knew the value of investment in properties? What they have their income, a lot of other issues. Because as you age, get yourself into, you get married, you need a house, after sometimes kids, you need to buy all the things that come with babies. After sometimes they are school fees, school uniforms, medical things, all those things now start getting to you are basically what we call quote unquote eating into your income. So what if you invested before this in these things came wrong? That means you would have started at a point of advantage before committing yourself into it. And these things we must do. We must get married, we must get kids, we must pay school fees for these things, medical things and all those things. But basically, at what point did you understand about investment? That makes the difference.
So we now first of all understand, and the earlier you understand, the better for you.
Yes, the better for you.
And the earlier you do.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So now you've talked of something to do with the needs.
Yes.
What do you mean?
The needs of investment. There are people, when we were growing up, I understand and I realized we, at the back of our mind, we used to think far huge of plans. So many small plots is not a need for us. We were actually saying, I don't need to invest in this 50 by 100 plots when it's a kind of it or my father.
True.
But those times have changed. I know there are people who are still thinking the same. My father's 100 pass. Who said by the time maybe they knew a shamba, they will give you 10 acres? There's no guarantee. So in this case, there's no need. In terms of you as an investor, you do not realize there's a need to invest. This is what you realize. Your parents might decide to do something different. I have cases where those parents need to saving. Maybe they were left with an acre or two, and then you are 5 or so brass and sisters, all of you looking the same piece of land. So by the time you are in ironic that 50 of water, you have wasted your years. So you do not realize the need to invest simply because you're thinking my parents will have my back, which is not the case in these days. So people who do not realize that need to invest either for their own prosperity or as a way of making money, growing the capital, will not invest complete. Which is what we are saying is that if you realize that need are enough, you might realize that properties is basically the way of growing capital. So you will invest, even if you know you get a shamba from your parents, but you also understand I have 100,000, I can invest in a plot somewhere, then sometimes I can dispose and do something else with that money. So if you do not realize the need to grow your investment or to invest as high as you can, then it means you will not invest it. Yes.
So first of all, you need to understand those needs.
You need to understand the need, and these are the people we are telling you need to invest. When you're asking yourself who should invest, these are the people we are addressing. Do not rely on one side of the story that you'll get something from somebody. It might not be there. It might be, but truth be told, sometimes it's not a complete. We have heard of stories of parents, maybe they're taken a loan to take you to school or something. Then at one point or another, they were not able to clear their own. And when you are there waiting and thinking that you have a shamba, the financial institution takes over the auction, the property. Then all of you, including parents, have nothing to inherit. So in that case, you get yourself exposed. But if you understand something, because there are people who have done that, they have realized, my parents have sent for me up to this level, and I started earning my salary, my income now. I can go out, invest on something different. And then even if something else was to happen back there, and whatever you're in terms of investment is swept away, then in that case you can also host your parents, your siblings in your property because you had invested. You had seen before. You had seen the future before it came
to reality.
Yes.
Wow. At least nikakumbuka there is someone who told me that he went somewhere and I don't know what had happened in certain family. Because they had a very small portion of land.
Yes.
I think it was around it was around either less than 1 acre. So what happened, and kwa sababu kila mtu ana a piece of land there, ilibidi wamejenga ghorofa. So kila mtu anatoa floor yake, wakaambiwa sasa huko chini sasa kwa kulima, ama mimi nimewapatia mali hapo kila mtu. So sasa huko chini it's up to you. So anyway, it's always at least to ensure that you think of when to do your investment, even as early as you are. There's also this mentality of youths that they still have time.
Yes.
Investment is not the thing.
They think the years are moving quite slowly. They need to try fast.
They need to first of all do adventure.
Yeah, they normally say freedom has come after they're done with school. Now they have started earning their salary. Now they start saying freedom has come. First we must eat this money. Tujirudishie shukrani. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and then they realize, wow, the years have really moved and you have wasted a lot of money. I'm sure if you look back, you realize there's a certain age you never did anything with your money.
True.
Buying clothes, buying phones, eating and drinking out, all those manner of things. And yet they do not bring anything in return. Only to realize and start asking yourself, where I wish I invested like somebody else did. And that brings about a huge difference in terms of people who invested when they were young and people who never invested. You try to catch up, you'll never catch up with those guys.
So you said that you need to invest as early as, even if it is 18 years,
yes,
as long as you have money.
Yeah, once you have started getting some income into your pocket, start thinking about investment.
You know, someone also, there is this question that okay, I have money,
Yes.
and of course I'm living in a residential, these rented houses.
Mhm.
So should I invest in commercial first, or now invest in a place for a residential plot? As in, should I invest in residential or commercial?
It will depend with what you want to achieve in the long run. If you ask me, my mind has always been investing something to give you money back.
Mhm,
A commercial property in this sense is placed in a better position to give you returns immediately,
mhm,
which you can use to now develop a residential house.
mhm,
But I also understand there's also another school of thought that will tell you my peace of mind in terms of investment. I'm in my own house.
mhm,
Nobody who comes and
mhm,
far outweighs anything else. So there are those two schools of thought. But I tend to believe something that will give you money that you can invest in something else is better than something that will sit on capital and yet it's not giving you, in terms of returns, something that's tangible. Because a residential home, will still give you returns, and especially when you're talking about psychological needs. But unlike a commercial property, a rental in this case, which will give you returns and secure your financial future going forward.
Okay.
Yes.
So at least huyo mwenye alikuwa ameniuliza hilo swali, I hope you've gotten now the answer. Sitaki kuuliza hii swali lingine. Kuna mtu mwingine aliniambia now that badala sasa ya kwanza ninunue shamba, si kwanza ninunue gari. But I don't want us to go into that direction because that one has its own lineage. It matters now with what you want to do with the car, basically. So
Yes.
now we talked about the four. I don't know whether there were four or five
Mhm.
individuals who can invest in Kenya.
Yes.
And you said the first one was that someone who is 18 years.
Yes. Individuals from the legal age 18 years plus.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Then you talked about number two,
Groups.
a group.
Yes.
And number three,
Those are SACCOs.
the groups and
Savings.
the circles.
Yes.
Then number four, there was a
The
company.
companies, both local and international companies.
Now,
Mhm.
we found some scenarios where individuals even, if I may ask, is
Mhm.
this for everyone or for Kenyan citizens only?
Now, basically, to cut across
Uh-huh.
everywhere, there are individuals who would invest all over the world. There are groups, there are circles. Maybe they don't call them circles in their own areas, but they call them something different. There are also companies. So basically, the cuts across board. Yes.
What about in Kenya now?
Now, in Kenya, this is basically what we have in Kenya. It actually fits very well in our situation as a country. So the individuals, people who want to invest alone, they have the financial ability, however small or however large that financial ability is, and then they want to invest. And these are the people people are trying to tell them, to classify now in terms of your financial ability. And we are saying, for example, we are selling a shamba known as Amaya Gardens. These are 50 by 100 plots in Matu, going for 150,000.
Okay.
So we are trying to reach to individuals who have who do not have a lot of capital to invest. We are starting at the basic level, which is around 150,000. This individual, we are trying to look at who is this person who can invest in this kind of a property. Somebody who understands that investment grows over time. Real estate grows over time. So I have money. The money I have right now cannot buy where I would want to live, because all of us would want to live near town. where there is everything. There is tarmac roads and everything.
Mhm.
But this particular investor is saying,
Mhm.
I have 150,000 or thereabout,
Mhm.
and I would want to invest in a property that will appreciate over time.
Mhm.
So this guy will realize this kind of a property is not in the best price
Mm.
now,
Mhm.
but give it 5-10 years to come,
Mhm.
it will give me something in return.
Mhm.
If you bought at 150, I can assure 10 years down the line,
Mhm.
you might end up selling that property almost 1 million.
Okay.
So in terms of investments,
Mhm.
in terms of capital appreciation, your 150,000 passively has grown over a period of time, and it has given you a return of almost a million in turn. So this is an individual who's saying my income as it is right now, my disposable income as it is limited up to this level. So they will go to what they are able to achieve. And I have already told people, do not struggle with what you cannot.
Mhm.
If anything, all of us would be living in Mudaiga.
True.
But when we talk about how much those properties are going for right now,
Mhm.
then the number reduces considerably to a very small fraction of our people.
Only
Yes.
only those
So you might decide I would want to live in Mulaiga, is going for 300 million or something, but I only have 150,000. So because I cannot get to Mulaiga, I reach 150,000. Don't do that. Look for something that is worth what you have. You might also be thinking, I do not have a lot of money,
Mhm.
so I'll wait for my time to get out of money to invest. You eat the little you have,
So now,
which
now
is which is a mistake in investment.
actually I was even to ask
Mhm.
which is that time
Mhm.
that you have now in Amai.
You will never have enough money.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Because
We used to, in business, we used to say money is a scarce resource.
true.
Nobody in this world will ever tell you that they have enough money. Look, for example, you have these guys like Bill Gates and have Mark, the Facebook guy, and others. Do you think they are still working even today? Why are they working? They have billions and billions of dollars. They could keep donating a lot of money. Why? Because money is a scarce resource and it's not enough for anybody. So don't think that at any one point in life, when you are talking about investment, you ever at any one point now feel that you have enough money. It's a fact. It will not happen. Yeah. So whatever little you have today, just invest it. Yes.
There is something you talked of a certain plot that you I don't know whether it is still there.
Yes.
Something that you've talked of Amaya Gardens.
Yes.
And or there is that classification of people. I don't know whether you call them as clients that fully fits into that.
Mm-hmm.
Those worth 150,000.
Yes.
But now my question is,
Mm-hmm.
the kind of individuals who are there
Mm-hmm.
in that category, do they really accept themselves to be in that category?
That is one of the biggest problems. That's why investment is a class and should be taught as a class. Because you are the people who struggle with the things we are talking about. They realize that this property is not close to town. Why we in this case we are talking about close is because their preference is something that's close to town. And I've said whatever property on that side is also beyond their reach. So these guys are in a conflict kind of a situation whereby they want something that's close to where they are, but they cannot afford. So I'm now treating this class of people to understand that investment starts from somewhere. That's more telling you that what we know now as Tibbs area, Kadara investment, started in around 1983-84. And I have always insisted, and which is a fact, that place was not a town. There was no tarmac. Thika Road was not there. It was just a dusty stretch going to Nairobi. So if those guys never bought, the guys that bought that project today, right? Tiwarin is there, a lot of investments happening. The is there now, high power is there, water is there, and all those stories. If those guys invested, then there are people who said, then that means you they don't have any chance at all of reaping of the benefits that came. So even some of them we might be like very far from where we are today. But this time, if this investment time, it will grow. You know, say that investment is that thing that direct investment, that thing that will grow without any investment. And this is what happens when these properties, which are not in the most what we call the ideal positions and locations right now, the government will come in when they realize there are people in that area, they do the roads. Sometimes power will be there, it will be there, all those other amenities will come. And as those things are coming, then the prices will go up. So you had invested, you realize the prices are going up. There's a term road coming, the price will shoot. Power is there, people have built, right, all those stories, and then the price appreciation happens. If you do not invest, then you have nothing to reap out of it. It's, for example, when trying out the season is starting right now, you have to get your shamba, and then start you do not plant. Then all of us are waiting. I did plant, you did not plant. So what are we waiting for? Between me and you, what are we waiting for? Somebody planted, the other did not plant. True. So at the end of the day, you have something to harvest, you do not have something to harvest. This is the principle in real estate. Invest, then you wait for the benefits, or you do not invest, and then you get lost.
Wow, nice one. So now, can you tell us more about that plot, that project, Amaya Gardens?
Yes.
You know, where is it basically located, and anything related now to the Amaya Gardens? Because you've just mentioned it. Even before now, we go to the next question.
All right. Amaya Gardens is a good project to start for first-time investors. It's located in Matu, in an area known as Anyonyo, Kagode. Anyonyo Kagode is actually the junction now from Garissa Road past to town. Now the junction towards Masinga Dam, Kaburu, and finally into town. So it's basically sitting between Machakos on this side and Kitui. Now towards Embu. Okay. So these are 50 by 100 plots as we are selling at 150,000. I'm sure if people want to come and see, there are people who are doing nice jobs with their shambas in this area. They are growing mangoes, they are growing, they're doing papayas, they're also doing oranges, and those things. So basically, you might like that piece of land will not help you now. But if suddenly you are not charged, then in that case, that's a very good investment for now. If you decide to leave it, which is also a good option for now, we call it, then what time as roads are coming, as developments are coming, because this place is basically growing, it's coming up. So over time, within a period of another 3, 4, 5 years, the prices will shoot. And a good example is when we started selling those pieces of shambas back in 2016, 2017, we were selling the same 50 band for 99,000. So over time, for a few 5, 6 years, the price have appreciated to around 150, 200. I've seen people who are selling at 200. So basically, you are talking about an appreciation rate of almost double within a space of 5 years. Yes.
So now, how many clients do you have in that area? As in, is it a place where a lot of people have gone there? How many projects mmekuwa nazo pale?
That's the fifth. Actually, that's a fifth project in that area of that period of time. Basically, trying to target people who do not have a lot of money to invest and they do want to invest.
Okay.
So it's a nice place. That's what I'm saying. It's a nice place to invest. That place has red soil. The loads are good. Power and electricity and water. They are also coming. They are schools that area. Security nice. That side of Kenya is basically very peaceful. So you do not have any problems in terms of who your neighbors are, whether they speak your dialect or not. It's a cosmopolitan town. Yes.
Wow. That is on Ama Gardens, huh?
Yes.
And what about the mode of payment?
The mode of payment is quite flexible. We're telling people to put in a deposit. The deposit being 150, you put in a deposit of 50,000, and then we give you an extra 6 months interest free, so that you are able to pay. That means even if you do not have the whole 150,000 with you, you can start 50,000, and then you have 6 months to pay the difference at your pace.
Wow.
Yes,
that's so nice. At least sasa you don't have a question out ya kusema ama huna sijui tutaita taswishi ya kwanza kusema wewe sijui invest ati kwa sababu sina pesa. Hiyo ni plot ambayo ina cost only 150 na unalipa 250 bob 50,000 then the balance umesema 6 months
yes, up to
wow.
6 months.
So ukidivide hiyo 6 months ukiamua sasa ni kuwa unalipa per month ni around 16,000 something like that. Kabla tuendelee, let me first of all say hello to some of people who are watching us. Naona mtu anajiita Abi and the real agent, the real asset anasema we are getting you loud and clear, thank you so much. Naona mtu anaitwa Gibusto anasema keep up the good work. Wow, thank you. Love and harmony, great job. To know the genuine land, to avoid being conned. Yes, that's very true. We said that watu wanapotea kwa sababu hawajui, ama wengine wanapotea kwa sababu wanajifanya wanajua. Now that's why we are here. We are here so that we can tell you this is now the way, and when you want to invest, just follow this route and you'll not get duped. Then we have K. Wanjohi Peter anasema good work. Then we have Lonex Thomas Wia Junior anasema very timely, it's educating. Wow, thank you so much. At least someone is getting something. Now there is this is not the guy who had given us the previous question. If your lawyer is the one doing due diligence, and then at the end of the day, as the client unakuwa owned, who is liable to the loss? As you as the client, or the lawyer will pay you? I think we had answered that question. Yeah. So Martin, I hope now your question is fully answered. Now we've just talked about one category of individuals.
Yes.
Wale watu ambao maybe we can call as starters in investments, real estate investments, wale ambao wako chini. Do you have any other project yenye maybe ina target watu wa katikati, you know, the high end, ama you only deal with wale watu ambao tunawaita hustlers ama wale wako chini?
We also have other projects. Let's talk about Elegant Gardens in Juja Farm. Now, these are 40 by 80 plots in a place known as Kwamo Urage. Juja Farm. Sitting about 600 meters from the Great Eastern Bypass, the proposed Great Eastern Bypass. There's also a road that's cutting through from Juja Farm, going to Kwamo Urage, then to Komo, Gatuanya, now to Garissa Road.
Mhm.
So that road actually ongoing, and these plots are basically about 600 meters that road.
Mhm.
Now, this project is also targeting another different group of people,
Okay.
and this target group
Mhm.
is people who have some kind of good investment money,
Mm.
and they're also thinking this is an area we can settle.
Mhm.
I would want to stop paying rent in my area, in my area where I'm living right now. I don't want to invest that money into something that I would call my own. So this area is easily accessible. You can actually buy, develop, and live in this place
Mhm.
and still work either in Juja, Nairobi, Thika,
Mhm.
comfortably.
Mm.
So this is a category of this is a group of people who basically are saying, I would want to stop paying rent and also do not want to have inconveniences in terms of where I'm living and where I'm working. So Juja Farm is a good compromise, and we are selling this at around 650,000. So you can still do the same, pay a 40% and pass in 6 months. If you're not in that position also to pay in 6 months, we also encourage people to do bank financing because these properties have ready titles. You can do bank financing, and the good thing about bank or SACCO finance is that to give you up to 48 months. That's 4 years. So in terms of affordability, the bank will make it very easy for you. You'll be paying between 15 and 20,000 per month, or even less, depending with how much time you have taken. It's also give you longer time, because 6 months basically might work for some people, it might not work for others. And such kind of things. So Juja Farm is an upcoming area. There's tarmac roads, there are matatus plying that road, and going to Nairobi Super Metro is doing that. So if you're an investor in this category who is saying, I would want to develop my own residential home and still work in Nairobi, then this is a good property for you. Yes. So what was you only like? We only setting something that's very far. We're also setting that something that's closer to us. And the other properties in the same range, we have Tora. Tora is basically beside Mango High School. In this area, we have plots range from 1.55 to 2.5 million. Now it's also closer to Thika town. So closer to the highway is basically 2 kilometers. It's developed. And now in terms of meat, the road there, the power is there, pipe water is there, the neighbors, and also somewhere you can buy now and develop. So now, as you have realized, the price also goes a bit
Goes
higher.
a bit higher.
Yes. So these things we also, as you get more services, the same will reflect in the price. As you come closer to towns and the tarmac roads, also same things reflect the price. So basically, you are looking for something that you can develop immediately, somewhere you can live and work in the surrounding areas, Thika, Nairobi, and any other area in between there. Then these are good projects you can buy and develop.
Wow.
Yes.
So that is Mr. Joel from Enjoy Properties. But even before we continue, I told you that at Enjoy Properties, there is now that Sunrise Garden iko pale Goriba. Nakwambia this 40 by 80 plots, not one, there are several. So ukitaka kuchukua 4, ukitaka kuchukua 5, up to you. And they are very much available. And these 4 by 8 plots, ziko na ready title deeds. Apart from that, good thing is that zina kama ziko kwa the town center ya mahali kunaitwa Matunda. You know, I went there and I was very much shocked. You know, its location, you can't even tell that hii ni mahali ambapo sijui, unajua watu tunaambiwa something to do with land speculation. Hapo sasa ni mahali hata unaweza jenga na ukuu pale ukienda kazi Nairobi. So it's around 15 to 20 minutes drive to Thika town, na ukiwa Thika town uko Nairobi. Kuna mtu aliniambia as long as you touched the super highway, wewe uko Nairobi. Wewe uko Nairobi.
Yes.
as long as umekaribia tu Swahili
Uko sawa.
uko Nairobi. So it's a very nice plot, and those plot goes for only for the 400,000, and it is payable even in installments. Unalipa na that sio vile nafikiria. Yeah. So I'm saying unalipa the 40%, then balance unalipa na 6 months. The good thing about it, this place is next. These plots are next to, as I've said, Matunda High School, Matunda Primary School iko pale. There is a health center imeshikana na primary. Number 3, na hiyo health center is level 3 a hospital. Yeah, ni kubwa kidogo kuliko dispensary. Niliona iko na maternity. Maji iko. Stima kwanza imetia. Stima ukishachukua stima iko kwa plot yako. Title deed ni very naturally. Unakuja unapewa photocopy ya title deed, unafanya search. So kama uwezi just come talk to Enjoy Properties, and they give you now a chance ya hata wewe kujipatia kitu ambayo unaweza sema ni yako. So now let's go back now to our topic.
Yes.
Now I don't know whether you've exhausted everything to do with Enjoy with who should invest.
Maybe what we can touch on ideas we have only touched on videos. Can talk about groups, circles, and companies. Groups, when you're talking about groups and circles, we basically say these are people who would want properties in terms of acres, plots. Just in case you don't want to buy plots, because we have plots, they come in and take several can fit their group number. Now, if, for example, they do not want to buy plots, they want to buy properties of acres. Now we also have properties, have an advantage of that. You have shambas in Juja Farm, you have shambas in Matu, in Kidimani, and all those places. They can buy in terms of acreage. So they can either speculate as a group or subdivide amongst themselves. And then we also have companies. We realize companies would want to maybe do banking, develop maybe commercial properties, houses, and all those things. You have that taken care of. For example, you may stand with Hika industry properties at also very nice to develop go downs, warehouses, and all those things. So that kind of the companies and such also cut. We have property selling and adequately take care of. So in that national, we are saying we are all out, and nobody should feel left out. If you're an individual, is a group, a bank, or companies, in the, whether locally or internationally, we are able to take care of them.
Wow, thank you. So let me first of all say to these individuals. Kuna mtu anaitwa Edwin and I'm watching. Keep up the good. Thank you. Have Masi Chepkemoi and I'm guys. Oh, thank you. Have a Mary. Let me read as it is. Very impressive. Hapo Juja Farm, what does it require for me to start securing a place and agree very less that amount mentioned within 4 years to come? Kuna hiyo part yenye sijaelewa. Don't know whether umeweza kuipata. He's saying very impressive. Hapo Juja Farm, what does it require for me to start securing a place? Hadi hapo tuko sawa. And agree very less that amount mentioned within 4 years to come.
Maybe we can try and understand where they are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
The first question they're asking is how much do you need to pay as a deposit? And we said that's 40% if they are not buying through banks.
Okay.
If you're buying through bank finance, then they might actually come down to 30 or even 20%, depending with your bank.
Okay.
And you are, of course, the assessment can tell you up to this level we can finance 60, 70, 80%. That will depend with the finance institution. But if you're buying and you don't want to pay in 6 months, do 40% deposit and then the balance in 6 months. Basically, 40% means you pay 260,000 and then the balance. I'm trying to get how much that is.
Okay.
The balance you pay in 6 equal months.
Okay.
Which is basically 390, then you divide
by 6.
You'll be paying around 65,000 per month.
Per month.
Yes.
Okay.
So if that is if you want to pay within a period of 6 months. So now, the other category of investors is these people who are saying that they want to buy through bank finance. Just assume the bank charge you 10%. In that case, you need to pay to get 30%, which is basically 195,000. Then the difference, in this case, we not do the actual math, but in this case, we will have around 495,000. Then take 48 months, then you'll be paying around 10,000. So if you are the rate, I'm sure you are between 12,000 per month for 48 months. You'll have be in a position to acquire land.
Yeah, you'll just be having your own land.
Yes. In 4 years' time, you have your shamba. The good thing about the shamba is, by the time you are done paying, you know what the problem you normally have is at 650 today. By the time you are done paying the 650,000 in 4 years, that shamba will be worth 1 million. So it is appreciating as you're paying for it.
Wow.
Yes.
Mary Ndongo, I hope you had. So maybe Juja Farm, get yourself a plot, and I hope will also enjoy. So please, kuna hiyo number office.
Let me add something. It's also very important to tell them that just in case you do not know any bank, or do not know how to start, we have our work with I&M Bank. We also dealing with other corners unite us.
Okay.
So if you don't know that and you want to help in that sense, we can also introduce you to our colleagues in I&M Bank and also our colleagues at United Us Bank. So you'll be sorted. You do not need to start struggling to understand which bank will help you in which sense. We can take care of that and have you sorted in a very easy way.
Wow.
Yes.
So very no, get in touch ili weze kujua how to go about it. And so I think there's this part swali what is really required. It's only now they just require the deposit.
Yes, after the deposit, of course, the other issue you need to first is see the property. Sasa actually I've seen somebody asking about that question, how to avoid being conned. We said last time is that you should always invest on something you have seen. So I would advise come see the property. There are many plots. Identify the one that is to you, the one that you like. Taste and preference. Choose that one. Get of the title. Then do then after that, that's where if you are satisfied, that's when you come in, you deposit, and we start the ownership process the same. Yes.
Thank you so much.
But of course, the other thing and their ID copy, the PKRI pin, passport. Those are other requirements will be required at the point of putting the agreement and completing the transaction. Going forward.
Yes. There is someone anaitwa Bernard Street Empire. Anasema kwa worship this is na car. So do you have anything?
Yes. Bernard, you said. We have people who have been investing, especially when they are not even here, because you understand money as required as it is not actually not a very good thing to store. You always use it or misuse it.
Actually, sijui kama ni mimi nakuaga tu hiyo shida. Pesa sijaweza kuweka pesa.
Huwezi sababu ni mahitaji mingi kuliko pesa.
Someone told me that pesa inakujanga na mahitaji yake
kabisa, lazima zifuatane. Sasa there are people who we have customers who have bought in our Busara and even in Namaya. People who are not living in Kenya right now, but they are out there looking for money.
True. They
are hustling out there. So as a good investor, I tell you that invest even when you're not here. If you can let someone come see the properties for you, and send you photos, you send you documents. Thank God for WhatsApp and other communication media. You are able to communicate with us, and you're able to communicate with you, and you can set the images. You can have somebody come see the property on your behalf. You do due diligence for you, and then you can invest even when you're not here.
Okay.
Because buying is not a very complicated process, like sales. So you are able to invest, and it's a very important thing to invest when you are not even here. So that when you come, you'll be able to see this is what I worked for when I was not here.
True.
And now I'm able to enjoy my riba when I was not in Kenya.
Yes. Mimi ndo amesema amepata ujumbe.
Yes.
Na amesaika, in fact amesema thanks.
Karibu sana.
So nimaanisha hiyo sasa maneno ya Juja Farm imemuingia. So Merido kimbia hapo nini? Kuja tuende uone hiyo plot ya Juja Farm na uchukue kamoja ili at least umesikia connect na umesema connect na
kuna Greater Eastern Bypass na kuna barabara injengwa between Juja Farm, Komo and Gatuanyaga.
If I'm
connecting Garissa Road and Juja Farm.
Hiyo bila bypass inataka Garissa Road na Super Highway.
Ndio inashikanisha hiyo by the way. Yes. Kwa sababu ikianza Gatuanyaga, people know Gatuanyaga Mamuguga along Thika Garissa Road. Inaingia into those interior areas. Monyo, some people know Monyo. Then the other side there is Komo. After Komo, you're in Juja Farm. After Juja Farm, then you get to Juja. So basically, if you are going to Nairobi and you don't want to avoid the traffic jam along the Garissa Road, then you avoid it by using the bypass, which we can actually call it a bypass, towards Juja Farm. And ultimately, by there, I understand there's another linkage between now the Eastern Bypass at Kamakis, coming all the way to Juja Farm, and then there's another linkage between Kamuru and Juja Farm. So basically, we are saying in another 3, 4, 5 years, Juja Farm will be the center of development, because people will be coming from all sides, from Kagudo Road, from the Eastern Bypass, from Garissa Road, and from Juja, the Thika Super Highway. So it's important that people should invest now, because as I had said, that when investments come, when other infrastructural developments come, then the price will never be the same. You find whoever bought at this point where we are selling would be selling at 1.5 above that when there were the other investment, infrastructure development coming.
So now there is a comment that I want to read. Hii imepitia kama nyuma. Ni ya mtu anaitwa Sister Teresia Wanjohi. Sister nasema she's a nane.
Yes.
Anasema nimechelewa, nita invest next year. Can you is there any comment on that? Mtu anaweza kuwa amechelewa kuinvest kweli?
Okay, in some sense unasema mtu amechelewa, lakini it's always to start when you can. Yes. There's no bad time to start when you can start. Yes.
Wow, thank you so much. Naona tuna watu wengi sana wanatuwatch na wale ambao wanafuatilia. So maybe we can do a parting shot because naona time is not on our side, ili niweze kukuachilia ukahudumia hawa watu wa Enjoy Properties au ma investors
Yes.
wenye wanakuja.
All right. Thank you very much. Now, having discussed and having looked into the different groups of people, I'm sure we have not left anyone out. If you have money and you'd want to invest, let me just say that we are here as Enjoy Properties to help you navigate the real estate investment journey. Our tagline is realizing your dreams. That means when we partner with us, we will ensure and help you realize your dreams in terms of investment. And as I conclude, it's always very important to touch and to say that we have site visits, free site visits, every Wednesday and every Saturday. We do not charge on these particular days. We will take you to the properties you want to see. So just call us on the numbers. You can use 0725 66 4715, 0725 66 4715. You can also visit our offices. We are based in Thika Town. We have an office in a building known as Neema Plaza. Neema Plaza is between Thika Bazaar. That Thika Bazaar house is the Pizza Inn house, and we also between Thika Bazaar and Quickmart, Thika Town. We third floor, room number 37. You can also find us on social media. We are in Facebook Enjoy Properties, Instagram Enjoy Properties. We are also on TikTok and Twitter. So we also have a website. It's very important to remind you that we have a website, www.enjoyproperties.co.ke. So basically what we are saying is that in terms of avenues to get to us, we have taken care of that. So talk to us, call us, write to us, and book your investment. They come have a site visit. Let's see what you're investing on, and you will be able to understand. You'll be able to conceive and actualize that dream in real estate investment. So thank you very much for having us. See you next time.
Well, thank you so much. We said that so Mr. Joel, asante sana hata kabla niendelee.
Yes.
Asante sana kwa kukuwa nasi siku ya leo na kuweza kutuelimisha mengi kuhusu nani anafaa ama nani yako na uwezo ya kuwekelea ama uwekezaji katika real estate. Sijui real estate inaitwaje na Kiswahili. So it's nice. We really appreciate you sharing the knowledge with us.
Yes.
And we don't take it for granted. And to all my viewers, thank you so much for always staying tuned in. We say this is a certain discussion that we're not ending, that we're not leaving unattended. So we're going to follow it up to the latter. Kutoka saa hii ni kuendelea hivyo, tuende tukifuatilia, tuhakikishe ya kwamba tumeweza kujua kila kitu yenye inahusiana na ununuzi wa shamba na uwekezaji kwenye mashamba na anything to do with real estates. Now, I told you about Sunrise Gardens in Goliba. If for sure you've had and you felt that maybe you really need now to see the plots because they are very prime. Neighbor wako pale, kumejengwa na hapa si kwenye unakwambilia neighbor akiwa 1 kilometer away. It's just next to your plot, that plot yenye ungeta kuchukua. Just get into my inbox, not so that number inaweza kupeana na Mr. Joel. Sijui Mr. Joel utarudia tena ili uweze kupata. Nimesema 07 25
0725
Mhm.
66
Mhm.
4715.
Okay.
Yes.
66
4715.
4715.
Yes.
So you can call that number. And by the way, hii video kutoka hapa tunaiweka kwa YouTube, so I'll pin and upload in case you have a question, in case you'd like now to book for a site visit, not for a plot. Tulisema hakuna book plot. Book kitu yenye hujaona, enda uone ili ufanye nini?
Ulipe.
Si ndio? So please I'll give out that number so that at least uweze kuinvest pale. Now, parting shot. Kila siku kuhusu kesho. Usika hivyo kama hujafikiria kuhusu vile kesho yako itakuwa. Na ukifikiria vile utaweza kuona kesho yako inaweza kuwa, start working towards that and start working on how to make that one a reality. From this side, mimi sina mengi. Kumbuka tumeweza kusema that this video is going directly now to YouTube. So ensure you go to YouTube channel DJ Nan TV. Na pia iko pale kwa Enjoy Properties. We have been live as well from Enjoy Properties. So you follow them. If any question, you can always visit their offices at Thika Neema Plaza, opposite Thika Bazaar, that floor. Kutoka hapa sina mengi ya kuamba. Sasa tuende maandamano. Lakini ensure that you are very very safe from where unaandamana ukiwa. Otherwise, may God bless you. Till we meet again, God bless you. Asante sana.